Just a little bit. Yeah, you got a little bit beaten up. Hey
I
guys,
guess.
we're on the stream now, and welcome back. It's been a little bit of time since we've all seen each other, and glad to be back too. We have ourselves playing. We've been playing a game set based on Wild Beyond Witchlight, put into a bit of a different setting, which is uh, neither here nor there. But the interesting part of what's been going on is where they've gotten to and what they've messed up. So our party, who now call themselves the Red Brands, they have been traversing their way through Prismere, first through hither and now through thither, in an attempt to perhaps solve their own personal challenges, but also, get back home. Um, get an idea as to what some of the dangers that were being presented to the Witchlight Carnival were, and just generally solving that kind of stuff. So they've had a few different interactions. The most recent one was with the main hag who operates thither, known as Granny Nightshade. Now, Granny Nightshade interrupted their plan to try to liberate some children from her. She's been using child labor to create toys and garments and things. And this one fellow, by the name of Will of the Feywild, encouraged and pressed the Red Brands to try to liberate them. It did not go well. It went very not well, actually. They killed a goblin. They were almost killed by mimics. They had a difficult time dealing with animated soldiers, and finally, Nightshade herself really did them in. They never had a chance to take a long rest, so they just kept on getting themselves beat down with a little bit of a little bit of stick to itiveness, I suppose. I can't think of the word that I'm trying to say. It's that was not it, but whatever. Um, Dottie, one of our main characters in the Red Brands, managed to survive the last encounter with Granny Nightshade and get Aravis and Scraggs out of harm's way before much more could be done to them. But not so much so for Elred, who had been almost consumed by some sort of a tree, a shambling mound, as it were, and Elred ended up being left behind by these three, who ended up escaping. Now, Scraggs, for their part, also lost a number of their own personal items. The most important to Scraggs was this white coin that they've been carrying around, that held the visage of their patron, Chalk, and is not too happy, and is so not happy that when they got back to Will of the Feywild's kind of base, Scraggs just kind of left in a huff, and so that's kind of where we're going to be picking up. I figured by this point in time, or at the end of the last session, Elred is still captured, by the way, but at the end of the last session, you guys were now at the this tree fort that Will of Feywild had. I'm gonna say, unless there's something else you guys really needed to do before you took your long rest, that you would be going for your long rest now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so then it is now morning. The sun is starting. Actually, is it the sun that's starting to come up? Let's find out.
For the 4 hours you're still sleeping, I guess I would be, I don't know, scouting around, making sure we're not being snuck up on.
Yeah, there's a bit of a wind coming from the southeast, or what you think is the southeast, I guess. But that's it. Otherwise, clear skies kind of come up. There is a little bit. The sky is a bit redder, but that's about it. Aside from that, the regular sun rises up here.
Okay.
And what would you be scouting for, by the way?
Just any bad-looking fellows trying to, attack us, I guess.
Sure. Roll a perception check.
Oh, goodness. Let me pull that up.
Let me pull that up so people can see it here, too.
Okay, it's on advantage, so I turn that off. Perception. Natural 20.
Natural 20. This is how you start to recover yourself just a little bit. Nice.
24.
Okay. So, with a natural 20, you'll notice that a couple of children have been. Sorry, just give me 1 second here. The couple of children have actually been keeping watch all night. Apparently, the way that you guys came in, for that matter, was a little bit blustery. You guys just kind of came barreling in, and so Will must have given these guys instructions to keep watch. You will also notice that the smoke from the fire that you guys set a couple of days ago is now kind of dwindled down. There's still a little bit of like light white smoke that kind of rises from out there, and but you kind of see some just the usual fauna flying around out. The morning birds like the larks and such seem to be out and about. With a natural 20, I will say that you will notice one other speck a long distance away, too far away to even with a natural 20 to determine what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the sense that it's kind of hovering over where you think Loomlurch was when you were there last.
Okay.
But you can see it. Clear skies allows you to see it.
I'm gonna go back inside and try and find what's his name?
A Will of the Feywild?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. He is sleeping at the moment.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll wait till everybody's awake.
Okay. We lost Dottie here. She was on, and now she's disappeared.
I'll kill her in her sleep. I'm just kidding.
Computer crashed, so she'll be back here in a couple minutes. Anyway.
Nice.
So then, in the meantime, why don't we switch over to Scrags here for a couple? So Scrags, you were given some encouragement, and they tried to find amongst the trinkets that they had in Little Oak in this tree fort, something that could substitute as your holy symbol, but weren't able to find much of anything. So you stormed off. What have you been up to?
Not so far away, maybe an hour's walk. I found a tree that was kind of slightly hollowed out, and I took my long rest in there. Not able to change out spells. I still have some magical ability, but I am just cursing the ever-loving who knows what's out of them. They have forsaken me.
Can I get you to roll for me a stealth check then?
I mean, what's the point? I mean, all right, 1 sec.
Finding everything you found is not hard. It's whether or not everybody else has noticed you, or any creatures have noticed you and where you've gone.
Now, can I give myself advantage even though it specifically says I can't?
Where would it give you? Is this like blessing of the trickster? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, no, I can't give that to myself.
Yeah,
it's one of the only people I can't give it to, apparently. Oh, my doggy is getting excited. All right, so sorry, my rolls now. I'm wearing the cloak, so I've got the cloak working for me, so it's a flat roll.
Yes, it is a flat roll.
14.
Yeah, okay. 14's pretty decent, yeah. You get the sense, you kind of watch as you're kind of skulking through the forest to try to find yourself at your place to set down for the evening. You find that it's not too difficult to get there, to find a tree, to find a hole, and just before you crawl in, you do a quick little glance around. It's hushed for the moment, so up and in you go. You have to kind of kick out a couple of spiders out of the way first, or else eat them, whichever you choose. But aside from that, you've got yourself a little hole. You take yourself your long rest, and when you do wake up in the morning, um, the sun, you do notice a bit of a redder sky as well. Um, but the morning is yours, and you are on your own.
I am still, Home Alone when what's the small little guy from Home Alone?
Uh, the Kevin.
Yeah.
No, the criminals, the wet bandits.
Oh
Named
yes,
Joe
the
Pesci.
wet
When
bandits.
Joe Pesci is after getting hit a few times, he's going. He's talking to himself about what he's going to do to little Kevin. That's what I'm doing when I'm talking about. I'm talking about Elred, and I'm talking about Dottie and Erebus. I'm just moaning to myself, moaning and groaning,
Got it.
and that's my race into Elftra at the moment.
All right. And are you going to make your way back to the tree fort while you're doing so?
Oh no! I've decided that I'm going to become a traveling salesman. I will
All right.
sell bottles of colored water as spiritual cures and potions of enlightenment. That's
All
my
right.
job. If Chalk wants to disappear from me and abandon me, then I abandon Chalk.
Okay, there you go. Well then, in a few more hours, well, actually, at about the same time that you've woken up and made these decisions, Dottie shuffles to wakefulness. And Dottie, you are still in the tree fort as well. Um, Erebus, where would you be in the tree fort?
I guess it's kind of crowded, right? Like,
Yeah. Not so much. There's only 2 additional people in. Well, I guess there's a whole bunch of kids that were.
I'd be like
relegated, so.
sitting on the
Yeah.
window sill, just looking out.
Okay, so when you do come to wakefulness, Dottie, you will notice that Erebus is just kind of keeping eyes out of one of the windows.
All right, well, what's the game plan for today?
Ah, good, you're awake. He'll hop down from the window. All right, we need to find Will of the Feywild. First things first, we need to discuss that.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you need to discuss with me? Will walks in, slightly disheveled, kind of still trying to put his hair in place and put his regular daily clothes on as opposed to nightwear. He does not look like he's been coming through a whole lot. Nothing like you guys have, that's for sure.
All right, there's a few things we need to get done. First things first, we need to retrieve our items. She took about everything magical from me and, well, I guess Scragg's not coming anyway, but basically we need to do a heist. We need to get a bunch of things back, and then we need to find our friend Elred and as many of the kids as possible. Only problem, she knows we're coming.
So, hang on. What happened to your little friend?
I don't know. He said that he was angry with us. And honestly, I don't know if he's telling the truth, if he's actually angry. It's hard to tell sometimes.
All right, fair. So,
but this time, I'm sure we can't rely on him showing up.
But, okay. Well, we also need to find the 2 that were not found, that just kind of ran away, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, if we're trying to do a heist, should we do it at, like... I want to find my friends.
Yes.
That's what I want to do.
All right.
I know that you want to find yours too. And obviously my plan didn't work. So what's your plan?
Well, first things first, we should look for those kids. They're out in the wild alone. That's probably not safe.
Definitely not. Not with the ire of Granny Nightshade out.
But I have to ask, is it safer for them in the custody of Granny Nightshade or out in the woods?
At the moment, that's difficult to tell. If she needs them, but if she's not the one finding them, then who knows what? I saw the red caps leaving. That can't be
That is
good for
bad.
any child.
Do we have any allies? Anyone who you can even half trust?
Oh, you guys. I don't know what to think of most of the others here. I don't know if you like. Nobody else. Everybody else is so self-interested. They're not going to help anybody really. The centaurs are kind of all over the place. If you happen upon um, the goblins, then they're likely to just take what they want and then ignore the rest of things. I don't know about maybe Nib. Maybe Nib can make something.
Maybe. All right. Dottie, I have no idea what to do. So you're gonna need to make a call. Don't worry, I trust you.
Is there a way we could send a message out? Like, because I know there was a rebellion in Hither when we were there with some of the frog people.
You know, if you guys made more friends as you went.
I don't know if there's a way. That. How did you get here? How did you get to Thither?
A blimp? Or
Oh,
hot air balloon, I think?
Yeah.
is that still here? That could be very useful for many reasons.
That's a long ways away.
Yeah. We could go look for the kids if you wanted to try to find some reinforcements.
Maybe I should just go in alone, try and sneak in, try and get him out or something.
Kind of think you need to find as many people as you can who can help. You said there was a blimp. Where would it be? Would it be like...
Ooh, do you have a map?
I suppose I do. Sort of. I have a sketch. And he pulls out this sketch that's going to end up looking an awful lot like this. Hang on a second. Bonus.
How did I know this would happen?
Hang on, let me find you here. Okay, so plunk. Let's get you guys a map that you guys can read.
All right.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna point near this cave.
Okay, hang on. I'm not there yet. I put you there, but I haven't got there yet. So. Okay. Cool.
All
So
right.
yeah, you point towards the cave down there.
Like a little bit down near the fog.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so must be like right beside Nib's place. If that's the case, yeah, that is a bit of a distance, but I mean, if we need it, we need it. We got to go.
Would we remember if it was still, for lack of better terms, parked there?
You might actually, because the person who brought you here I believe it was one of the bullywugs that actually brought you here, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And I cannot. I'm looking. I'm flipping. I'm flipping. Uh. Yeah, I can't remember who it would have been that would have brought you over here, unless it was actually Clapperclaw. Nope, it was Clapperclaw. It was the Scarecrow, wasn't it?
I think so.
In
My
any
memory's
case,
fuzzy.
Whoever it was that brought you back, they would have taken the airship, their gas balloon, back to hither with them.
Got it. So it would not be there then.
Probably not. But
Okay.
that doesn't mean that access couldn't be discovered some way there, because that's how you know it was how you got here in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think we're in a bit of a pickle. Tell you what
Can
I'm
this-
gonna do.
This thing can walk, right? This treehouse of yours?
Oh, yeah, Little Oak for sure. And he just kind of pats the wall for sure. I think we were gonna have him move us anyway. We don't want to be in the same spot too long.
Can it fight?
Well, Little Oak, what do you think? And kind of get this very, like, the whole tree feels like it's taking a breath in with you in it.
Seems
I'm
not
not
very
sure about that.
confident.
I think I've known the tree to take care of local threats. I don't know that it would go into battle. It feels to me like Little Oak prefers just to take care of the children.
Hmm.
Well,
What if we told him that the children would likely die if this hag comes after us?
Roll a persuasion check.
Trying to get the tree to fight. Where's my persuasion?
Oh, that's a nice roll. That's a 22 right there. Alrighty. So with a 22, oh, I'm going the wrong way on that. There we go. That's better. With a 22, you kind of, as you say it, you kind of put your hand on the wall, much like you've seen Will kind of do, and just kind of feel like you're reaching out to whatever this living thing is that you are currently riding, and just a weird little rustling of leaves above you, and you feel the whole unit start to kind of lift up and then kind of have a sideways movement, and then it just starts what you kind of go run out to the side to the window beside you and look, and you can see the ground very slowly at first, and then with a little bit more increasing speed is moving, generally speaking, in the direction of where you met that unicorn. Generally speaking, not really, kind of towards the forest fire, actually, even.
Forgot about that. I don't speak tree, but I think that worked.
Well, he's
Well-
definitely moving us.
well, we need to gather some allies if we're going to have this big boy do something. I think he's thinking the same thing. Perhaps we can acquire the help of that unicorn we met.
That is true.
Oh, that's an idea. Above the table question. One of you guys had the unicorn horn, and my memory is playing tricks on me. Who was that person that had that unicorn horn? Or am I thinking a different game? Am I thinking a different game?
No, you're not.
Okay, good.
It wasn't me, I don't believe.
It wasn't
Nope.
me.
Memory
Was
just
it
clicked in. I know where it
Elred?
is. It was Elred. Yeah, it was Elred. Memory just clicked in for me. So, okay, we're good. So yeah, then you guys, Will is going to say, well, I don't know that that's what Little Oak Wayward Pool? Can we go there?
Is that what it's
As you guys
called?
are
The
just
Wayward
kind of
Pool?
moving. That's apparently what it's called.
Cool.
All right. And with that, you guys now kind of get this comfortable sense that the whole tree is kind of giving a bit of direction. I am gonna break out a dice. Actually, with that, where are you, Scrags? Scrags, roll for me a perception check as you wake up.
Yeah, I hate them all.
And I'm breaking out my new die.
I see nothing. Go back to sleep.
All right. With a 10, it's pretty hard to not notice a big blinking tree pounding through the forest. I'm just gonna see if I can figure out if it's coming close to you or not.
Oh, look at tree. Back to sleep.
Yeah, so it's actually coming a little bit of ways away from you, but you could definitely notice that there is this whole tree that you recognize because you've been in it. It is actually now moving. It's gonna pass about 120 feet away from you, but it is gonna pass you nonetheless.
They're always looking for me. They always want more help. Losers. Won't leave me alone.
And what else are you guys looking to do?
Yeah.
Will is
What if I
actually.
was to?
Oh, go ahead.
What if I was to take over Will's job? I could be the new Will. You can call me Scrags Will. Sil. I could be Sil. Yeah, I'll do that. All I got to do is kill him. And that shouldn't be hard. Little thing that he is. Well, big thing. Yeah, I'll kill him. Then I'll take over. That's what I'll do. And I'll start running towards the treehouse.
All right.
Hello, wait for me. Hello.
Oh gosh, it's Scrag. Move faster.
Looking for all of the allies that we can get, right? Come on up. This is Will, who's now
Fine.
gesturing you up.
I'll throw him a rope.
And by this point in time, Will has also gathered a bunch of the other children that live in Little Oak, and has kind of started to kind of relay. This is the situation. We have to recover a couple of kids. We have to recover Elred, and preferably we'd need to recover some people's things. And so, Scrags, you're actually overhearing this as he's saying we need to recover, particularly his that one's belongings and like all of their stuff, because, well, it was a bit of a nightmare yesterday. So we're off to gather allies.
William, Willie, my old pal, me old mucker, come over here, mate. I wants to hug you. As I'm climbing up the rope.
Where's the real Scrags?
I'll hug you too as well, soon enough.
Please don't. No, I've had enough of your touches.
I feel like this is something you three need to work out before you talk to me too much. And so he just takes all the kids. He takes all the kids up into another level of Little Oak.
Come back, I'm gonna murder you.
All right, I'll grab Scrag's cloak and kind of hold him up. All right, we need to talk.
Let me go. No, we got to talk about nothing.
I'll put him between me and Dottie. Scrags, I'd like to form a truce.
With you?
Yes, with me.
Never.
Why?
What do you offer me?
I offer you the opportunity to get your coin back and this pouch of 1,000 ball bearings.
1,000. Oh, wait, make it 1,001. and maybe we
How
has a
about
deal.
1,000 and a flask of oil? You can get into a lot of trouble with a flask of oil.
All right. But there's one thing you gotta promise me.
I'm a man of my word. Except when I'm not.
You've got to promise me to die, and I lunge at him, trying to reach for his
Roll.
neck.
Roll an attack.
Die.
I
This is
am
an unarmed
not
attack.
close to you. I am very
put it-
tall.
yeah, you are.
And you're very short.
Yeah, there's Scraggs is wily. He's gonna go for it.
What am I rolling? Strength check?
This would be a basic, an unarmed attack. It's basically a strength check. Yeah. You're trying to grapple his neck, so yes.
Then I would
And-
have
and
acrobatics to go up against it, right?
Acrobatics or athletics. Yeah.
Oh, well, a 6 just doesn't hit me if it's an attack.
That's true. It is an attack, so a 6 will not hit you for sure. But this Scraggs leaps up at you, at your throat, and you just kind of grab his hands mid-air, and then just kind of whip him around and just kind of hold him into this reverse bear hug.
I'll kill you.
All right. Well, I guess you don't want the ball bearings.
Yeah, what bullet?
How about this?
At your ankle, by the way, Aravis, you feel a little tapping.
Oh.
And you look down, and you see an oil can. And you're like, oh, right. Oil can. Wanted me to get oil from something in Loomlurch. And it's obviously responding to the fact that you offered Scraggs some flasks of oil.
I'm
You
going
see,
to just...
keep
I'm
your
just
promise
gonna...
to-
I'm going to try and tie him up.
Tie Scraggs up.
Yep.
I'm
All
a
right.
wily
So I can attend to other things.
Competitive athletics check. Let's see what happens. See how wily our
Oh gosh,
player
Can I
captain is.
offer Aravis advantage?
Yeah, you can. You
I'm not there. Oh my gosh. Can it be acrobatics?
No.
No, it's not. It's totally athletics, and that was with advantage. So Scraggs just kind of extricates themselves from you, and you're now
I'll
just kind of
point
darting
my
around.
I'll point my finger at him and I will curse him. I will say, I'll curse you for breaking up the group.
I will
Okay.
Everything
grab
was
the oil.
fun. Everything was fun when we had that crazy Shimo, but you destroyed it all. And you, Dottie, you're not much better. You betrayed me.
Well, given you're the group and I'm more of a tagger along, would you prefer I leave? I'll look at
No.
both Dottie and him
No.
as I pick up the can and feed it some oil.
Good.
What I prefer
Kind of squeaks in joy to you.
is me to have my coin and me to has chalk back. And you can do neither.
Will have just
What is
appeared
a
behind
poor
you.
lord to do?
Will have just appeared behind you, beside you, Scraggs. Say, actually, I think we can do both.
You. Where was you when I was charging down? What? Cannibal?
We've got a bunch of people who are sitting in here with a raid. Oh, that's why, because I haven't paid any attention to what's going on around me. Apparently, we have a raid here coming from Venice Elder. That's cool, kind of cool. Hello, everybody. My apologies for the delay on that one. Sweet. Thank you, guys. All right, so we have... hello, Emily Grace. Hello, Blast Powder. I think there was some... That kind of came in at just the right time. Ash makes props. I like it. Nice to see you guys all. We're in the middle of a Witchlight campaign. There's some more. OzQuest. Thank you guys for joining in. We are very glad you're here. We have had a bit of a challenge lately in our game. At least the players have had a challenge. So they are trying to figure out how they're going to recover from a very bad interaction with a hag, and they're at loggerheads with one another. So that's where we're picking up. There's a lot of role play happening here right now. So just sit your back, make yourselves comfortable. Thanks for joining. All right, so yeah, Will's gonna stand up beside you. I think with the unicorn's help, I don't know the unicorn's name. I think with the unicorn's help, we'll be able to get things going. Maybe Nib can help make some things that can help us. But I'm gonna send out Bobby right now, and he's gonna see if he can go find them. He's kind of sneaky. So he goes to see if he can find the kids at any rate before they get into trouble. And I don't know if you guys wanted to join him while Little Oak is making his way to Wayward Pool. It'll take him a good solid day and a half to get there.
All right. Well, I'll turn to Scrags and say, listen, you want your coin. I want to get Elris back. Or Elred back. Sorry.
Don't even know his name.
I just lost myself during this process.
It's true. These things are not mutually exclusive. Once we get allies, I do think that I may be able to sneak in there if given your help. Or at least your goddesses.
More help. And how's I gonna help you?
The same way you helped Dottie. That
What did I do
gift,
for Dottie?
that gift that you give out, that
Oh yeah, I bet you'd want that. I bet you would.
I certainly would. It would help me
Oh.
get back your coin.
I'll give it to you, but just as long as you know we're now allies. We is the enemies of enemies.
But what if we were allies? Just hypothetically. Wouldn't that help us out? Both you and me?
In what way, buddy?
Well,
If you can make one good argument of what you can do for me, I'll accept your apology.
I can kill things real good.
Ah, that works for me. I accept your apology.
I'll shake his hand.
Now, apologize.
Will's gonna step and say, I'm actually really sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I am.
I hate you.
It wasn't supposed to turn out like that. We were supposed to get away scot-free. We were supposed to not have to see anybody, but that didn't work out. And so I'm gonna commit to you
Well,
while we're getting people.
I'll be
Okay?
honest, Will. If you needed us to just sneak in, we should have just snuck in and not go to the market immediately.
Didn't know there was a market.
That's fine.
That's
And
what I'm
you let
saying.
me off a butterfly.
Should have looked more beforehand and done something better for preparations. I don't know, but you're obviously upset, and I'm going to be there to help solve it.
Very well. Dottie.
Mhm.
I would never say split up the group, but I feel like I don't like the idea of us having no information on what's currently happening at the enemy position, if you will.
Right.
I would like to check it out somehow, if it's possible.
Maybe you and Bobby go together?
Well, I would have been able to donate something to this endeavor, but well, wasn't my potion taken from me?
That would be useful now, but what can you do?
potion.
Quite a lot, actually. I
Wait,
could
did
do
I give you
this.
that potion?
I actually have an invisibility spell I could cast on someone. I would just have to prep it for the day.
Who is Bobby, by the way? I
Bobby is one of the dwarf boy that's in the Little Oak.
I'm going to be honest. Maybe Bobby's different, but dwarven boys are usually not so stealthy.
You might be surprised by this one.
Oh, that's good.
If someone was to farm me a bit of spruce, I'll be able to
Spruce?
do something really special.
I could do that. Just kind of jumps out of the window down and kind of just does this little slide down a rope. And while the tree is still giving you a kind of thing, so and a couple of moments later he comes back in, and he comes up with like a whole branch from a spruce tree and just kind of up in through the window and just. Will this work?
Yeah, give it here. Do we have a fire? I need to burn something.
Well, I wouldn't recommend doing that inside Little Oak. That would make him very upset.
Dottie, you're good with burning stuff. Can you just do something with this? And I'll hand her a leaf of mistletoe.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I
I
can
need
set
slashes.
stuff on fire.
Yeah, do that. Quick.
You
What am
just
I
said
setting on
not to
fire?
burn stuff in Little Oak.
How are you doing it, Dottie?
I'm trying to think. Just to be clear, what am I trying to burn again?
Sprig of mistletoe.
Oh. I'll use firebolt.
Okay.
Like
Because
throw it out back and shoot
with
it.
a T.
Now, are you just gonna do it in your hand and just kind of shoot it, or are you gonna try and put it into a cup, or like what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll put it on. Yeah, I'll put it like in a cup or something.
I now have
Okay,
an
so-
empty vial of oil, flask of oil. So you could do it in that.
You take this pewter cup that they have here, and put the sprig in, and just kind of hold it away from you a little bit, and just shoot your firebolt at it. I'm gonna say you can hit it.
Okay.
But you guys are like, why don't you just use a match or use a torch? But she's quite comfortable firebolting it.
The funny thing is, I can't light non-magical fires, so it's my only option.
So yeah, she's now lit this sprig of mistletoe up for you, Scrags.
There you go.
Well, I'll has the spell that requires a burned burned leaves of mistletoe and a sprig of spruce, and I can cast a spell.
Which spell? Will seems rather intrigued.
Pass without trace.
It sounds to me like, honestly, the three of you guys are probably much better at sneaking than even Bobby. So, I have a new idea. I'll send Bobby to get the intel from Loomlurch. And you guys can go find the kids. Or vice versa. I don't even care.
Vice versa, I would say.
Okay. Then we'll meet at Wayward Pool.
All right. I'm going to try and get as much information as I can, and perhaps more, but if there is more to be done, I would like to do it alone, not risk anyone else. I'm a little faster than all of you.
I leave that with you. I am going to see what I can do about getting some more people here. Watch out for the red caps.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
I ain't afraid of no red caps.
Okay. And he just kind of looks at you like, Wayward Pool. If you're not back at the Wayward Pool by high sun tomorrow, we're gonna carry on to Nibs and see what we can get for extra stuff.
All right.
Okay,
We're gonna drop from the tree, I guess.
there you go. All right. Off to the day you go, back towards the fray of Loom Lurch. What is it? I'm gonna get. Let's get Erebus this time. Can I get you just to roll for me a d20?
All right, D20. This is gonna go great. 12.
All right. So, and then you can roll a perception check. I'm going to stay with advantage because you guys are all very definitely paying attention to your surroundings right now.
22.
With a
Thank goodness for
22.
advantage.
No kidding. So
That
with the
one.
22, you start making your way through the forest. Being as high up on Little Oak and kind of having that one flying creature out and about in the vicinity of what you thought was Loom Lurch, you now seem to have kind of like a marker that you can use to try to make sure that you're on the right path. And Bobby is actually going with you for a short period of time, and then after about an hour, he says, "I'm gonna peel off. I hope you don't mind, but I think I'm gonna be quieter if I don't have to worry about the rest of you."
Very well.
Go for it.
Wayward Pool.
Yep.
And then just kind of moves off.
All right.
All right. And it's gonna take you a good chunk of the day to get there, but you don't seem to come across too many. Some fauna that kind of come around. You see a stag kind of bolt away from you at one point in time. But as you guys get a little bit closer, are you guys going to do anything to prepare yourselves before you get there?
I would like to ask Scrags if he could cast Pass Without a Trace when we get near it, and maybe just me and him go sneak around. And he gives me that one gift.
And I'll take off me super heavy armor so I'm not people don't hear me, and I'll put up me cloak so nothing can see me.
Are you going to leave that armor at Little Oak then?
That's a good question. Wait, Dottie can carry it in her pack.
Bag of holding?
It's not that heavy for super heavy armor. It's actually fairly light.
Yeah. I'll put it in the bag.
Awesome.
Of course,
As you're putting
an
it,
hour.
as you're putting it in the bag, something gets kind of caught up in the armor as you're putting in, and like a tuft of hair, pink hair, kind of gets caught in one of the chinks. And at this point in time, you guys are kind of looking, and you realize one side of Dottie's head has started to go a little bit thin in the hair.
What's causing that?
I
What
have
did
no
you
idea.
do?
So, Dottie now has a mohawk because of the other incident. So how thin is it?
Well, you go to run your hands through it just to make sure it's still there, and it's all coming off in clumps. The wholeness of your head is now becoming cue balled.
Oh no.
No!
And you go to check everything else as well, and like your eyebrows are starting to even detach.
With a panic like you've never seen, Erebus pulls on his hair.
You've got your hair.
Okay, we're good. We're good, everybody. Everything's all right.
Scrags, did you do this?
Excuse me?
Am I going bald because of you? Did you pull a prank or anything?
Now you're going bald because you fireball me 3 times.
Well, I fireballed basically this entire forest. What the hell?
And after a little bit, you realize that you have now had all any hair that would have been on your body is now just sloughing off.
You wild magic search someone at some point?
I don't think I searched. What's happening?
Is she? I'm
Magic.
gonna look around the area. Is she being like attacked by something or magically affected?
Dottie, what you need is a bit of glue.
You could roll either an Arcana or a Religion check to see if you can figure out what this might be.
Why is religion intelligence? Whatever. 19.
19 with okay, and you chose the right one. You chose a religion. With that, you get the sense that you've heard of curses,
Mm-hmm.
and you've heard of curses being something simple but still somewhat kind of going at people's core. And maybe you are in a hag's region. Maybe she's been cursed.
Dottie, I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. You might want to go to that pool sooner rather than later to get your hair back.
What is it?
I think you've been cursed by the hag.
Oh, I'm gonna kill that bitch.
Let's do it. I agree.
Dottie, you look so much prettier with a bald head. The way the light glints off your cranium, it's breathtaking.
Does anyone have a hat?
A what?
Does anyone have a hat?
A hat. Do I have
I
a
don't
hat?
think your sound is coming through. Is
I'll
it, Dottie?
give
Did you
you
say
a
something again?
hood.
I have a hooded lantern, but I don't think that's actually a hood.
Dottie, can you speak again? I don't think your sound's coming through.
Oh,
Oh no, it's there. There you go. Okay, just making
there we
sure.
go.
I can give you a hat.
You can? Oh wait, I have a disguise kit. Hold on.
Ow!
Okay.
I'm just going to wear like a little pirate hat or something.
Sure, a little
Alright.
tricorn
now.
hat goes on top of
Yeah.
Dottie's head. Okay. All right. You guys are now getting. You can now clearly see the 3 tree towers that come out of Loomlurch, and now that you're this close, with your perception, I'm going to say you can now also identify the creature that was kind of floating above as they're actually coming in to settle in for the night. You notice Bevlorna Blightstraw. Slackjaw. Just kind of floating around on her lily pad. Like she's keeping watch. But except
Wait.
now she's actually pulling back in and disappears out of view behind the canopy of the trees that you guys are currently in.
All right. I'm going to start sneaking now. Even more than
Roll for it.
before. Are we casting Pass Without a Trace? Do I have Blessing of the Trickster or just straight roll?
All good questions.
I gave you blessing. I gave you blessing of the trickster.
Okay.
Do you hang on? I need to read something about that real quick. There we go. Okay, Blessing of the Trickster. Okay, cool. And you do feel unusually like you've been kind of questioning your connection to chalk recently, Scrags. But you do get that feel that sense of divine power kind of go through your fingertips as you cast as you provide the Blessing of the Trickster.
You know that the eyes are rolling in the back of Scraggs' head when he casts a spell. He feels, yeah, power, ultimate power.
All right. Ew.
All he's missing is the little lightning bolt from Palpatine. But
The little light, you know.
next time, Tempest Cleric.
And now are you doing Pass Without a Trace too?
I can't cast on myself. I can cast on him.
Pass
Oh
Without a
yeah,
Trace?
sorry, Pass Without Trace. Yes. I'm casting Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, I think you
Okay.
can cast it on all of us.
Yeah, I think you can
Yeah.
get them all. Yeah.
Now, I'd like to ask about Pass Without a Trace. Can you put it on a person, or do you only put it on yourself, and then there's a like a area
That's the
effect?
problem. I do have to go with you, but I do have the elven cloak, and I'm not wearing armor, which means I've got advantage on all checks.
Yeah,
That is
I'm
true.
fine with you coming. In fact, I'm fine with Dottie coming too with a +10. That's more than I have.
Yeah, so why don't you roll a pass without a trace? So we're gonna add a 10 to your stealth already.
So 31.
Go ahead. Yeah, 31. The other two of you guys, go ahead and roll your stealth.
I'm putting the cloak over
Nice.
my
31?
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
stealth advantage. 16. Oh, I let everyone down.
26.
16 is still a 26. That's a pretty darn good roll. You guys feel like you're going through this place, through the trees now, approaching it to a point where you're a probably back. Which way do you want to attack the tree from? Do you guys want to come back from the side that had the goblin market? Do you want to come back in through that entrance that had the mimic chairs? Do you want to come from a completely different side altogether? Do you want to go all the way around to the garden?
I want to try and get to the side where that tower was that we saw she was like running in and out of.
That Granny Nightshade was running in and out
the
of.
only one doing that. Yeah.
Okay. So she was running in and out of this one here. Okay, well then let me get her set up here for you so you guys can see it properly. Where did it go? Where's my page? I can't. There we go. Okay. So, oh yeah, I have to do a lot of token movements here, guys. So just bear with me here. We'll do this. I'll do that. And we'll do this. And we'll do that. And we'll do this. And we'll do that. Okay, so from the west, from the garden side, or from the other side, closer to basically the rest of the map?
Rest of the map.
Okay, let's bring the three of you in. So you guys will make your way through the forest. I'm going to say you're going to arrive right around over here with your pass without a trace. Just to kind of give you guys a bit of an idea as to where you are. Boom. New maps.
I'll also cast mage armor on myself, just in case.
Okay. Why do I have so much vision here? There
I'm
we go,
going to
that's
have an oil flask in my hand, and I'm going to whisper to Dottie, if we ever need to make a run for it, I doubt she cares about us as much as she does her home. So, you do what you do best and set the whole thing ablaze.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, where are we?
So it's now getting kind of dark, so I don't have a whole lot of light sources for you.
Oh, do I need to pull my character onto the...
You're in the very far right-hand side.
Oh, I was not big enough. All right. There we go. I'm upright.
And so basically what you see from this, and I'm sorry about that weird cutout on there, but that is another map for one of the upper levels of the place. But basically what you can see from here is that main tower that she seemed to come in and out of a lot. You're now kind of getting to the point where you're getting to the edge of the trees, so there's going to be some grass between you and the tree itself and Loom Lurch itself. You don't really see much of an entrance, but you also kind of get the sense that this is probably the angle at which Will first came to the place as well.
I'm going
You actually do see two tree towers. One kind of to your left if you're looking west. One a little bit further to the right. Not much. They're pretty close to each other from this angle.
How difficult does this look like a climb?
Sorry, the cutout is not the tree.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the tree is off to your left a lot. Can you see my ping there?
Oh, okay, yeah. And this is a tower.
That's the unfortunateness of Roll20. That is actually that is not part of this level at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Um,
the tree is the tower, and that's the tree right there.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna make our way over there.
Okay. And yeah, you've got pass without a trace, so you can largely get pretty close to anywhere. You do actually, as you get there, Erebus, and everybody else is with you. Is that right?
Are you guys
Dottie
coming
and
along?
Scrags, you guys come along too?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you get
Yeah.
to that spot there, you notice off to your right-hand side that there is this um, just to your right. There is this grove of bearded willows on the bank of the woodland pond that's kind of nearby you here. Um, there seems to be this like circular area where there seems to be very tiny little red toadstool things kind of growing in a circle.
Oh, do not disturb that. Nope.
Okay.
Do not touch
Sounds good.
those. Stay away from them.
And
I'm going to just completely get away from those as much as possible.
sure.
If they're what I think they are. And I'm
All
gonna look at the tree and see how hard of a climb this looks like.
It doesn't look like it would be a hard climb, but it does look like it's fairly well exposed.
Okay. Are there any windows?
Not here. Probably like one story up.
Hmm. I'll knock. No, I won't.
And for that matter, the only window that you see is kind of like on the opposite side here. You can see just the beginnings of an opening of a window right around there.
How near to the ground?
Not at all. Easily
Okay.
a flight of stairs inside up. But what you do see now, as you kind of get to these gnarled roots, as you kind of get see that that there is perhaps a doorway on the other side of the roots.
I'm gonna motion the others to stay near the edge and just slowly, if I see anybody, I stop and hide.
So
But
like
I'm slowly gonna move my way around.
is that where you want them to be?
Where?
They like to the edge of the trees or to the edge of Loom Lurch?
Like here. Like next to me.
Oh, okay. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're just gonna make our way towards the door, and I'm gonna be shifting from like where I'm going to these things. And if there's any movement from these things, I'm rushing to the door.
Fair enough. All right, and you are with your 31/26 stealth. There's actually, I should have their stat block if I'm actually going to say that properly.
Well, it's not even 26. It's more like 31 for me because they have disadvantage to even see me.
Right. Nope, they still don't notice you. So they just, whatever those little red, like if you're thinking that like the campestry string, the mushroom, the dancing mushrooms you met earlier on, you're not getting a sense that these things are noticing you, whatever they are. You can make your way all the way up to the door without any hassles.
All right. I'll look around and then I'll listen to the inside and motion for Dottie to do the same.
Okay.
Roll for me a perception check then.
All right. 21.
21. Okay, and so what you hear from inside yeah, you're gonna say hang on a second. Yeah, it's not so much what you hear as it is what you smell. There is a little bit of a waft of what seems to be kind of like hash browns almost. fried potatoes of sorts.
The kitchen.
Makes sense.
And they're currently cooking stuff. Is this another one of those swing doors?
It is a door that just swings open. Yeah. Actually, it opens outward to your side if you wanted to.
Can I just peek in? Slowly open the door.
Sure, you can. And so as you do, let's get this door slowly opened. And so what you're gonna see in here as you slowly open up this door, I was just gonna open it up. Forget it. I'm not gonna mess with things. But as you see, as you kind of peek in, pardon me. One of the things you see is yeah, you do see definitely a kitchen. Kind of a squalid quality, not the greatest by any stretch. It's just carved out of this, like all of the rooms of Loomlurch have been. They've just been carved out of this dead oak that everything's been growing out of. You do see that there is a large clay oven, kind of sitting in the middle of the space. There's shelves all over this kitchen as well. There's adorned with like jars of things, pickles, fungi, animal skulls. There's one that's got a bunch of cookbooks that look like they're basically molding apart. But you also see beside one of the work tables there a young girl shackled to the table. And she's just peeling potatoes and setting stuff out into this cast iron pan. But you also see well, you won't see it quite yet, so I'll wait until you're all the way inside before you see it. But you do see her, this young human girl working there.
All right, I'll peek in further, trying to be as sneaky as possible, and try and see anything else.
And you hear this gruff voice from the back of the room somewhere. That potatoes that I'm smelling. And the girl kind of looks back. Isn't it always?
Where is the voice coming from?
Tough to tell unless you're all the way in. Are you definitely all the way in now?
I am all the way in, but I'm still sneaking like low to the ground.
Okay, well, with that 21 perception, you can now just kind of make look around the oven, and you can see that there's this grate in the floor that has some humanoid face. In
The grate itself has a humanoid face, or it's in?
Yeah, it's almost like one of the grated sewer covers, except not. It obviously is going down to some sort of a cell, and there's somebody being kept in this cell. And just kind of gripping onto the grate. Just smells pretty good.
I'm going to motion the others to stay, and I'm gonna sneak around, and I want to get like here near the thing.
Yeah, and you're now right beside the grate.
Mm-hmm. I want to look into the grate.
Sure, and you kind of peek down, and now this grate's not very big, and you're looking into the only thing that this humanoid is looking out of, and what you see is this kind of gruff, but also very disheveled and probably badly malnourished dwarf.
I'm gonna put my finger to my lips. I'm gonna look at the girl and walk over and just gently put one hand to her mouth and see how she reacts.
And she just immediately drops the blade that she was using to cut the potatoes.
I'm gonna release my hand from her mouth and put a finger to mine. Will sent us. Quiet. I didn't quite catch that actually.
Okay. So Will's trying this again. Is he insane?
I think more. Oh, what's the word I'm thinking of? I forgot the word. What? I had a brain fart. Sorry.
That's okay.
Totally forgot the word I was thinking of.
Probably.
He's more perseverant. Sure, that'll go. Not the word I was thinking of, but sure.
He's stubborn, that's for sure.
Ah, that's the word. Anyway, I'm gonna go up to her manacles and try and pick them.
Okay. Okay.
And I assume the other two are looking, and I'm gonna motion them to come in.
All right. So you guys are you've now all made your way back in to Loom Lurch. You can move your tokens wherever you want, by the way. But in this space anyway. You've now made your way safely back into Loom Lurch. And the girl, as you're working on her manacles, because her hands are free, as you're working on her manacles, go ahead and give me a thieves tool check while you're doing so. She's gonna say, and points to the oven and just give you this.
Does Blessing of the Trickster do anything for that, or just for stealth?
Blessing of the Trickster.
Just stealth.
Just
okay.
stealth. There you go.
Ooh, 23.
That's okay. Yeah. So without any hassle at all, you're able to get your thieves tools in, just a couple of movements, and it just kind of flops off, and she gently extricates
Or
her foot
vitality,
from it.
call lightning, spell magic.
Say that again.
Oh, sorry, I was speaking to myself. Sorry.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm gonna look at this guy too to see if that's unlockable.
It is unlockable with your skills.
All right, I'm gonna do the same on his, but I'm going to tell her and him we have more. As you might imagine, we have to get past a lot more this time, and we didn't do well the last time, so you might have to find your way out yourselves. Can you make your way to the moving pool? What was it called? The rushing pool or something?
The wayward pool.
Wayward pool.
And the girl says, "Alone?"
There. What was his name? There's a dwarven boy looking for you guys.
Bobby.
Bobby, yes. Bobby was looking for you out in the woods. I'll point and I'll try and give the directions of where he was.
And the dwarf who you still need to try to free. I'm here to help.
Wait, what?
I'm a help.
You're gonna help?
Yeah, I'm a member of Valor's Call. This is what I do.
Oh.
Wait, do you know what Valor's Call is?
Roll a history check if you want.
Okay, I will. I have no idea what Valor's Call was.
That was a no. Yeah, you have no idea what Valor's Call is at all. And this is what I do. Let me help.
All right. Is this a dwarven boy or just a dwarf?
Oh no, it's like a full dwarf.
Oh, okay.
Big
Full
old,
dwarf.
Yeah. Full dwarf.
All
big
right,
old
I'm
beard,
letting them out.
Scraggly and very not the greatest and not of the greatest shape, but he looks like he could hold himself.
15.
This one is a bit of a struggle.
All right. I think I'll get it.
I mean, I could give you some guidance, but
I would appreciate it.
you'd have to ask me nicely.
Please touch me.
Say that again.
Is guidance a spell or is it a cantrip?
The cantrip.
Okay, we're good then. So roll a d4.
Oh,
see
but wait.
All right. Let's see if that makes it any better. 18.
So, you get this. Scrags, how do you know what? Actually, I'm not going to say be the one who says it. Scrags, you tell me, how do you provide the guidance to Erebus?
Well, I walks up to Erebus all confident like, and I say, "No one puts Erebus in the corner." And then we start dancing together.
So you
And
actually
then-
do this. You grab his shoulders and you give a little bit of a lean one way or the other. I lost my map here. I got to get the map back. But you give a little bit of a lean one way or the other, and as you're doing it, it's just like relaxes the muscles and the tension that's in your shoulders, Erebus. And apparently that was the thing that was preventing you from finding the right spot. And you just
Click.
one last tumbler, and the whole thing comes apart. You can now open up this grate.
All right, I do so.
This dwarf comes out. Are we supposed to be quiet right now? Or is the threats gone?
Very, very few threats are gone.
Okay, so quiet. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Elkhorn. Elkhorn, nice to meet you. Who are you, so I know how to call your name when I'm in trouble?
Name's Erebus, and honestly, we're going to need you to either stay very, very quiet while traveling with us, or just escort the young lady to safety.
How about I escort them? Let's do that, and then I'll come back.
All right. Maybe if you come back, make a distraction. Try not to get yourself killed, though.
I can
Unless
do
you
the
want to.
scarecrows. I'll do the scarecrows.
Okay.
Okay. And with that, he kind of grabs this human girl, who's much taller than him. Kind of looks around, grabs a bread and grabs a potato and shoves him under his arm and takes her and bolts out.
All right. They're probably going to be seen, so let's sneak out as fast as we can. I'm going to slowly open this door. Is this the direction of the tower? I'm trying to direct.
That is the direct. There's where you entered. There's actually 2 towers that you could choose. Well, there's the whole thing has 3 towers, and so when you came through here, there was a tower way further south. There was the tower that you walked around to get in here was the middle one, and so to the up on the map is a 3rd tower. So you've got some options here.
If I recall correctly, there's either like a bigger one or one that that the Granny Nightshade was moving in and out of.
That roll, you know what? Roll a survival check. Let's see if you can figure out which one's which.
Okay. 12.
12. Tough to tell which ones it could be the one. It certainly wasn't the one that's way far down to the south of you. Might have been the one. Actually, probably was the middle one that you.
The one near the garden, right?
Yeah, so that's probably this one here.
All right. So we're gonna go towards that.
Okay.
Slowly gonna open this door.
All right.
Do it.
With you slowly opening a door, sure enough, a familiar space is opened up in front of you. As you see,
Yeah.
the room has 3 doors. You have just entered one of them. There's a wooden staircase that carves up to your left. The wall basically just has a whole bunch of animated portraits in here that you never stayed in here long enough to actually appreciate. But there are 5 different portraits in here. One of them has this svelte, dark-haired woman, and the others are depicting a variety of different hags.
Well, I think I know which place we're gonna burn if we have to.
That's my job.
All right, Q-Ball, let's go. I should probably put my HP to normal amounts.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're full up, by the way, everybody. So
Awesome.
that's a whole lot better than the last time you were here.
Oh yeah.
All right, so which way you guys going?
All right. So this is the garden. right here.
Somewhere
Or something. Maybe not.
out there is the garden, yes. What you actually see out there is not garden yet, though.
I'm gonna just ask Dottie which way she saw the hag going because she was there, or conscious at least.
Yeah.
So you would have seen that the hag going to the farthest to the top of the map, tree tower. That's where you would have seen her at the time.
So like not this tower, but like somewhere over here.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So I'll be like, well, I think it was the farthest tower, if I remember correctly.
I'm gonna look out and try and see that tower.
And you do. It's quite clearly there. You also notice that there is a little. First of all, there is a box, one of the jack-in-the-boxes you guys kept on coming across, and then there's this little rut in the ground that you think could be left by like a rocking chair or something like that, sitting right beside it. But there's nothing in the rut anymore.
Huh. So, seeing the tower, do I think I don't know how to maneuver my way on the inside to it? At least
Yeah,
the
you think
direction
you could,
to
if you went the other way from the kitchen, you'd probably be able to get to it pretty easily.
So like
Okay.
this way maybe.
Other way.
All right.
I'll take an
Close
apple.
the door behind you.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Both doors
There's not
closed.
much for apples. There's not much for apples here.
Dang it.
The most common thing that you find here tends. I'm zoomed out and it's not letting me
Any
do things.
vegetables or vegetative? I'm an elf.
Hang on a
Dang it.
sec. There we go. Okay, closing the door. There we go. Closed. Fungi mostly. I mean, there's potatoes. There's root. Most of the vegetables that are here are root vegetables. There's a pumpkin that looks like it's been carved out for meat. There's potatoes. There's carrots.
Carrot.
Carrot is. Okay, so you grab yourself a carrot.
I get a perception boost, right? I'm just kidding.
All right. Are you opening it? Trying to open up the door?
Yeah.
All right. So as you open up the door, what you see in here, as you kind of step in, immediately in front of you, and kind of across the way, you can see a staircase kind of running along the wall. Another circular room with a staircase going up. There seems to be some bookshelves that are kind of covered by like tapestries or curtains. There is in the middle of the room. There is a desk of sorts with a flickering candle on it that seems to be flickering from the sockets of a human skull sitting on there.
Oh, pleasant.
That's not intimidating at all.
I need you to roll a perception check.
All right.
Can I offer advantage since I'm right behind?
Sure, you can. Both of you guys can look.
Oh,
Awesome.
7 then.
Yeah, okay, so you see something rustling underneath the staircase.
Is Dottie doing it?
There we go.
10.
Not much better.
Oh, I was taking the advantage, the 23.
Oh, that's what I thought we were
Oh,
doing.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
said you both can roll. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you took the advantage, so it's the 23 I'm taking. And that's why you can just see that there's something rustling underneath the staircase. And it's just
All
kind of
right.
hissing.
Is it one of those snakes?
Doesn't look like a snake. Looks too large to be a snake. Or too bulbous to be a snake.
I can just see it rustling. It's too dark to see it.
Well, it's lit. But it's mostly, whatever it is, its back is turned to you, and it hasn't noticed you yet with your wicked awesome pass without a trace.
All right. All right, let's try and sneak past this thing. It doesn't look friendly.
Sounds good.
We're going to attempt to sneak up the stairs without alerting this thing.
Oh wow! I need you to roll a new stealth check then.
All right. Ooh.
That's going to be everybody who's going up the stairs. Are
25.
you going up the stairs too, Scrags?
23.
There we go. 25, 23. Scrags, are you going to?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Okay, roll me a stealth, please.
I've still got the advantage, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, 17, baby.
So 27, 25, and 23. Okay. Yeah, you guys are able to start making your way up those stairs without nary a creak in the wood. You move his shadow coming up these stairs.
Your shadow.
You come up to this second level, and I'm just gonna move your tokens for you to get you there. And where's Scraggs' token? There you are. Okay, and
I'm so stealthy you couldn't find it.
all right. And page flip because I thought I didn't know if you guys were gonna stealth enough for that. Okay. Page flip completed. I can tell you the next things. Okay, so when you arrive up the top of the stairs and just kind of peek up quietly, trying to not make even a chunk of wood creak, you come across this bedroom. Everything about this bedroom is orderly. There's a patchwork quilt on the bed. There's ornamental pigs arranged in a neat row on a dresser. The whole room feels weird because it is tidy, and that's at odds with one location in this room. The dollhouse. There is a dollhouse here. And in this dollhouse, it looks as though it's decaying, and it's on the bedside table. It's about 3 feet tall, and obviously the front of this dollhouse has seen way better days. Paint, mold, rot, all of it just kind of crumbling on the front of this dollhouse. But you do see behind the dollhouse, there is, by the window, there's also moss fluttering in a jar. You do see opposite the sides of the room, there are doors facing each other. And then next to the door closest to the staircase, there's a rocking cradle with a blanket folded neatly in it.
Well, I'm definitely gonna look in the rocking cradle. Does it look like it looks in the thing? Is it skeletal?
Let's see here. So, okay. So when you look at this, it doesn't look like there's anything that is inhabiting it. But you do see, what you do take note of is that there seems to be a variety of different things painted on the side of it, green dragon-like things. So the claw, tail at one side, the cover of this bassinet seems to even be like the top of a green dragon being painted on.
Okay. I'm going.
There is a blanket inside, but it is basically threadbare.
There's no one else in this room.
Not at the moment, as far as you can tell, anyway. I mean, there's, like I said, there's the jar of moss, there's the rotting dollhouse.
I don't know if we have time to investigate each room. Can I look at this or listen through it?
Through the door?
Yeah.
Sure. Just give me one moment.
Make sure we're not walking into someone.
Okay.
I assume this is the way I need to go.
Well, you can make that assumption. DMs don't give answers like that. Okay, so yeah, you listen to that door. You don't hear much anything on the other side. But you can roll a perception check to see if there's anything else you notice if you'd like.
All right. I'll
Last time it
look.
was smell that you were able to get to.
I'll look. Perception. 11.
Nah, this room sounds pretty quiet.
I'm just gonna creak open the door.
Yeah. And there's just this little vestibule It looks to have a whole bunch of bird droppings or something along those lines in here, but it has been long vacated, and the smell that comes wafting out of this, because the door seemed to have sealed it, you can feel it kind of from the door opening up, and just this puff of
Ugh,
bird
closed.
filth. Closed.
While he's doing that, can I just silently kind of rummage through some of the dressers?
For sure. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Awesome. I'm a halfling.
You are a
20.
halfling, so you can get to 20. Oh,
Yay!
oh! I have no map on here, and nobody's seeing anything. That is silly of me. Let's solve this. Where are you guys? There you are. Let's zoom in on this so that the world can see what's going on. Zoom, 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 zoom. There we go. That's better. Okay, so looking at through these dressers, you find that there is a number of well-made-ish garments, as in they've been put together, they're being well maintained, and they are folded nice and neatly. They don't necessarily look like they've been made by the best seamstresses of Claymouth, but they certainly are put together in a nice way. They look like dresses. They look like blouses. There's a couple of places where there's a couple of drawers where there's long stockings, and you kind of feel through them, and there's not much else in here but for the clothing in these dressers.
Okay. Worth a shot.
Anything else in this space? There is another door, there is a dollhouse, and there's a jar of moths. And a quilt blanket on a bed.
Hmm.
You get the
I
sense,
say-
though, that there is no Granny Nightshade in this space right now.
Right. I say we just keep going. But that's just me.
I agree.
Scraggs, what would you be doing in this space? The other two were searching around. What would you be doing there?
Ooh, windows.
As a lawful good paladin, a cleric, halfling cleric, I would be stuffing everything I possibly could into my pockets.
Roll me an investigation check. See what
Anything
you
that
get.
wasn't nailed down, I would be stealing.
Okie doke.
And then if I'm caught, I'll be like, "What, me? Didn't do nothing."
Okay.
Do I
Would
find
you-
anything of interest, value?
Well, you got to throw me an investigation check to find out what you find.
So as a halfling, if I fail this, I will of course re-roll my.
You're not a
Well-
halfling. Just roll it.
Yes, investigation. You say?
Yeah.
I
can
will
give yourself
give
guidance.
myself maybe 10 is a good number.
10 is a good
I mean,
number.
10 is one of the most powerful numbers. It's a
10 is.
power number.
So what you get
And
with a 10 is a jar of moths. Not only that, though, you're also looking at the dollhouse, because it is it's a 10. So the most that's what the average person is going to see. So the average person is going to notice that the dollhouse is very unusual and look very carefully at it, and you're going to see the glint of something on the upper level of this dollhouse inside it.
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay, you grab a mirror.
Oh no, a mirror.
What do I mirror for?
It's a cracked hand mirror with a bejeweled handle and frame. And as you do that, you do get the sense that there's more stuff in there. You'd have to actually get into it to look for sure.
I will look as close as I can.
Roll me an advantage
Oh.
investigation then.
I look so hard with.
That means one more time.
It didn't come through.
It hasn't come through
No
yet. You're
way.
giggling. That makes me nervous.
No, I am going to screenshot this. I don't care. I am screenshotting this.
It's going into the Discord.
Right. It is not going. It's going in the Discord. I have screenshotted and I'm sending a picture.
Could be one thing or another.
20.
That's funny. There it
20
is,
to
right
15.
there. I see it. Oh, I got to take the 15 though, because you've already rolled one, so it's the first roll off of it. That's so
But-
unfortunate.
Wait, no, I rolled a natural reset with advantage.
Yeah, that
Okay,
turns
clearly.
the advantage is that you would roll another one to go with the 7.
The 7 was the first one he rolled.
Yep. So it's the 15 I have to take. That is
Yeah, and then you
so
said roll now with
unfortunate.
advantage.
No, this-
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah. That's okay. The 50's still going to be good enough.
turns to 8.
Say again?
15 turns to 18, so.
Oh, even better yet. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, totally. That's going to work. So, as you kind of pull this out, you kind of lift the lid of this thing out. You pull the mirror out, and you take another peek inside and start looking around. And what you see in the top level here, there are a pair of velvet slippers in here. There is a false eye that's kind of made of what looks to be solid gold. And there is a coin. The coin is white.
Yeah, okay, the toy, throw it away. But the slippers, do they look pretty?
The
Wait,
slip-
there's a coin?
a coin,
I'll
a
back to
white
the coin.
coin. And it is your coin.
Ma, and I get the slippers?
You can have the slippers. You
I'm
can
gonna-
have the gold eye if you want.
I do. I want to have that as my sucker. I will suck it for the rest of the game. Do I see in the dollhouse? Do I see any Scrags action figures?
No action figures in the dollhouse. Sorry, rephrase. Not there is like looking through this now. You can actually get into some of the bottom levels. You do see that there is a little action figure, a doll that reminds you of that one girl that you saw walking through the mirrors way back at the Witchlight Carnival. You killed her just the other day.
Okay. All right. I'm going to tear a little piece off my normal cloak, not my elven cloak, but my normal cloak,
Okay.
and I'll tie it in such a way that there is now a little Scrags doll, and I'll place it in the dollhouse. And you know, anyone who comes past, you know that this little doll has its arm outstretched and it's raising a specific finger and it's got a big smile on its face. And I'll just look at it and go, "That's for you, Granny." And I'm going to walk out.
I'm here for it.
No.
Roll for me either a performance or a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. A performance or dexterity? Performance, or do you mean like sleight of hand?
No, I mean, well, you know what? I'll go with sleight of hand.
Well,
I would argue that.
No,
Performance
just
is
kind of
sleight of
wondering. One is a check and the other is a skill check. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with it.
18.
18. Why? You might need to reset your D&D Beyond or your Beyond 20 thing. It's not popping through. But with an 18, you watch as the two of you, Aravis and Dottie, you watch as Scraggs definitely takes a chunk of cloak off of their original cloak, and fashions it. Manages to find a little thread somewhere to fashion a little head on it, and it can do an extension. You get very strongly get the sense that there is the universal sign for distaste and disdain being portrayed by this little Scraggs replica.
That's awesome. I say quietly.
Well, I don't think we should stay here too long. I got my coin and I got some lovely little slippers.
Nice. Well,
They do
I
something
think we should
special.
check out the next room and try to find Elrin.
All right.
I
Let's
think we
get
need to
them.
go downstairs, actually. That
So
way.
there is another doorway.
Yeah, but I feel like we need to go downstairs because that way can't lead where we're going. We're going this way.
If you can.
Can I look in here again and just look up? Because I'll hold
Sure.
my nose, but
What you get a sense of,
where's
you know
this
what?
poop going
Roll a history, not history. Roll a basic intelligence check. Let's just see what happens.
from? Oh, great. I'm great at intelligence. 6.
Yeah, it's tough to tell why there's so much excrement in here, but you can tell that this room has not been used for.
Is
a
it
very
closed?
long
Is what
time.
I'm saying. Like, is there?
There is what appears to be like very small windows, and I mean really small windows. No human would ever be, or goblin or halfling would ever be able to go through these these little windows. They look like they're for much smaller creatures.
Damn it! If only I was a bird. Man, can't have everything, I suppose. If you guys want to check that door, all right.
Yeah. Let's listen at this one.
All right.
All right.
You open up
I'll
this
give
door.
her advantage.
Oh, you're listening? Okay, go for it.
Your perception's probably higher than mine. I can give you advantage if you want.
All right.
Done.
18.
Okay, 18. Yeah, with this one, you actually do hear a little bit of flittering. Like somebody's taken very light sheets of tin foil and just kind of started shaking it.
Tin foil?
Tin foil, yeah.
Oh gosh.
But it also, you listen carefully, and it feels as though there is actually coming across from multiple different locations in the room.
That's
I will
strange.
open it up the smallest crack. Not even enough to see through, but see if there's any reaction in the room.
You do the tinfoil sound becomes a little bit louder. It's not tinfoil; it's a little thicker. Not much, but a little thicker. And there is still just a little. It's almost like bird chirping, but not quite.
Okay, enough to look through.
Okay, so you open up the room, and what you see is that there's old, empty birdhouses that have been nailed to the walls of this very small room, much like the other side, almost like a mirror. But you also see inside these cages, not so much empty, of birds, because they have what seem to be clockwork birds. Sparrows, this big, all up in there. And you can see the gears turning, and you can hear the rhythmic ticking and thicking and flittering of the metal. You see a paper desk underneath the cages with paper and quill, and a quill. There is a couple of windows, much like the other one had, that seem to overlook the forest out and beyond. And you can actually see in a very bad script. It's not like it was actually designed to be pretty. It's like it's done with a dagger and in the jagged way that you would carve into wood. One says hither, and the other one window has hither carved underneath it. The other window has the word yawn carved underneath it.
Hither and yon, huh? I'll close it and say, did we see Slackjaw? Or
We
didn't we
did.
see Slackjaw? Do you think it'd be possible to get them to fight each other?
It's very possible. I can't imagine that they get along fully.
Hags are not kindly creatures. I'm going to try and get inside this, but I'm going to tell Scrags and Dottie to try and stop any birds coming out. Because
Sure.
they're probably...
Well, they're all in cages, so you're not worried about them coming out.
Okay, good. Then I'm just going to go in.
Okay. So you open up the door comfortably, and you can see the desk laid out in front of you with the parchment and papers. Some of them have writing on it. You can see the cages with a variety of sparrows, and then the two windows.
I'm going to look at the desk and try and get a sense of what's written on it. And
Sure.
is it just Hither and Yon? Or Thither and
On carved into the to the wood underneath the windows, yes, it's just hither and yon. There is no thither. But you do notice that there are some what appears to be letters left out on this table. So you pick one up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you read it out loud to everybody, or are you going to just read it yourself?
I'm going to bring it out. Or I'm going to, if there's multiple letters, I'll bring them all.
Okay. Let me see if I've actually got them.
And I'll just read the one I picked up first to the others. Being very quiet, knowing that there's someone underneath the stairs.
Yeah, I don't have them in here. So are you going to read them?
Yes, I'll read.
Okay.
Well,
okay, so.
Yeah, I'll read.
So the first one you pick up, you kind of, the three of you kind of hover over these pages just to read them real quick. Sister, I don't have Eladon's horn. If I did, I would use it to free Bloodybeak and send it after the Jabberwock that lairs in the palace and hunts in your forest. No matter what Endlin says, that burbling beast of a dragon is a threat to our coven and our 3 realms. How Zybilna managed to befriend it, I'll never know. Maybe we should ask her, haha. Much love, Lorna.
All right.
Go flip to another one.
Yeah.
Lovely Scab. The last time I saw the unicorn horn, it was in your possession. Pity you lost it. But fret not, I have gazed into the orrery of tragedies, and it has revealed to me that Eladon's horn will be found. If worst comes to worst, recall that Eladon's mate still dwells in your forest. You could kill Lamorna and take her horn, assuming, of course, you're not too busy making toys. Your darling sister, End.
All right. And I assume there's one more?
Yeah, there is one more. Dear sister, there's no use... Let me try that again, sorry. There's no use asking Endlin if she has the horn. She doesn't tell us anything. But if we don't find it soon, I fear what the Jabberwock will do after it gets tired of prowling the forest and turns its fiery gaze elsewhere. God's bodkins, that thing gives me nightmares. Must I remind you that we need a unicorn's horn to free creatures from the cauldron's time-freezing magic? It's not enough to know their true names, you know. Of course, my greater concern is that someone else finds the horn and uses it for exactly that purpose. What do you think Zybilna will do to us, we treacherous 3, if she's no longer bound by her cauldron's magic? Your beloved sister, Lorna.
We need to find that horn.
Yeah. We had it. Well,
now they have it.
Elred had it, yeah. We need to make sure to get it back.
I very well might, and this is a big might, mind you, be able to steal it if we get close to her, if she has it on her. But that's a worst case scenario.
That's true. If it's that important, she wouldn't let it out of her sight again.
We might be able to threaten if we can have it, but we need to have it in our possession.
All right. Guys, you carry on. My audio just went wonk, so I am going to be back in just a sec.
All right. We need to get there somehow. I'm going to...
I also wonder if there's a way we can pit the third sister.
Well, it seems like the third
Who's
sister
against them?
is already against them when she's freed.
That's what it sounds like. And it said the third sister's name was
Something like that.
Yep, sounded like it.
You had one letter that said end, that was signed by somebody who called themselves End, and another letter that said, there's no use asking Endolin.
So full name Endelin. So let's keep that name in mind, just in case we have to lie a little
What's
bit.
the name of the hag we almost killed?
Sorry, I couldn't understand that, Scraggs.
What was the name of the hag we almost killed?
You know her
Slackjaw.
as Slackjaw or Bavlorna Blightstraw.
Lorna. Okay.
And maybe End is the third sister, and then what's her name?
Nightshade.
Nightshade, Granny Nightshade.
No witch. Yeah, I don't know. Pitting them against each other sounds a good idea, but how? And I
No.
think the unicorn's horn is a great.
The unicorn's horn is the only gambling, or the only chip we have in this game, if you will.
Yeah, we got to get it back.
All right.
And I noticed they said something about Sibylla's cauldron, which piqued my interest.
This Nightshade seems to have a fascination with her toys. I wonder how she'd react if they were burning.
That is true.
I don't think she'd be too happy, but don't burn this one. And I'll have my little Scraggs thing. And I think maybe we could leave it as a surprise. A little message that we was here.
Right. Well, let's go sneak past that one fellow downstairs and try and find our way to the tower. My best guess, she hasn't told her sister that she has the unicorn's horn yet, or she has, and that's why she's here to help guard it. But the Jabberwock they were talking about in the letter seemed to be in a different location, so assumedly they haven't done anything with it yet.
What is a Jabberwock?
I don't know. Seems bad though if they're scared of it.
Roll a history check if you want.
Okay.
Have we maybe met this Jabberwocky? I think maybe we had.
I think that you may have noticed it. So a Jabberwock is this, with 13, it's not your standard dragon. Something different about this Jabberwock in that it has, its speech is confounding to those who hear it. So the thing with the Jabberwock that you know about, yeah, it's a dragon of some sort, sure, that makes sense. But it's when you hear it that it becomes most dangerous.
Because there was the statue of the dragon on the island, wasn't there? Where we met the unicorn.
There was, yes, you're right.
And I mean, they's all about trying to kill Will, the little bastard. And I has a feeling about that Will. I don't think he's been telling us everything. And I do know that dragons can change how they looks.
Well, we're gaining a lot of information, and we have a unicorn on our side, we have to remember.
Yeah.
So if we have to retreat, we have accomplished some kind of goal, but I'd like to get further.
We gotta find that bloody stupid paladin.
I don't know how we're going to get him out with his armor, at least.
Oh, has a way. I always has a way. Right. We kill him.
Alright, we're just going to ignore that one.
Wait. Part 1, we kill him. Part 2. Part 3, we're successful.
Is there a way? I know the distraction didn't work too well last time, but I'm basically a walking distraction. So, could I set something on fire to lure them out, and then you guys get Elred out.
All right. I'm gonna try and sneak downstairs.
Roll me stealth.
All right. Stealth.
I mean, I can use me images to maybe distract them and lure them somewhere, and we get them out.
16 for 26.
Okay. Everybody else who's going downstairs, roll stealth for me.
Okay. 30.
Nice.
Wow. Nice one. Oh, 23. All right. Now I actually have to do some math. Just give me a second. Okay. You guys all sneak down and very carefully do not make the floor. There's one minor creak as Strag steps off the bottom step. But you kind of look around the corner and you see this, whatever this thing was that was underneath the stairs, it seems to have set up for sleep for the night.
Okay. Can you bring us downstairs?
Yep, I said, sorry, yep.
Do he wants to kill him?
Okay, go ahead and put your...
What if it's really strong and it makes a lot of noise?
Yeah,
Well, wise are ways to cancel noise.
I'd rather save our strength for the hags.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm just saying.
Or for running. All right. We didn't find a way to the tower.
Well, you haven't... You feel like you were in the tower that you were looking for.
Okay.
But there
Wait a
wasn't anything
second.
that you were hoping for. It's been
Hold
a
up.
day.
You found your coin? Did you find anything else in that thing?
I'll try to shuffle my feet underneath my cloak. This mirror.
Did you find a unicorn horn?
No, but I found a mirror. Look, I'll give him the mirror.
I am going back upstairs.
Okay. Go ahead. We'll just go theater of the mind. I don't want to move tokens around all day.
I am
So tell me-
grabbing the
Wait.
whole thing.
I didn't
You're grabbing
see
the
any
whole
horn.
dollhouse?
The whole dollhouse, we're grabbing it.
Okay. And you bring it back downstairs?
Yep.
All right.
It fit in the bag of holding.
Yeah, put the whole
Theoretically.
thing in
Yes,
my
it
coat.
would.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just stuff
I
in.
found slippers. I found a mirror. I found my coin. And what else did I find?
Golden eye.
A golden eye that I'm sucking on as my sucker. As my suckets.
Okay.
Are the slippers anything special?
They're velvet.
I'm going
What about
to
the
I'm going to upturn the thing and just like deep search it.
wait,
Okay.
don't do it here. Don't do it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna creak into the kitchen before I do anything.
Okay. And just to be, completely metagame for you, I gotta move everything back in here for you guys. To be completely metagame, you still, the last time you were here, the human girl that you freed from this place, pointed down to the oven and gave you this symbol.
This symbol? What symbol?
The
Oh.
finger over the lips thing.
Oh,
We
as
need
in they're
advocate.
probably.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, am I frozen? Oh no, I'm freezing.
Yeah.
That being
Come
the
on, Chris, work
case,
with me
then
here.
I'll
Oh, that's
I'll
better.
leave the entire building before I start doing anything.
Okie doke.
I'll be quiet about it, but I'm
All right,
definitely
so,
searching this thing.
Opening up this dollhouse, you kind of pull off the lid. There's nothing left in what would have been the attic of the dollhouse. So you take the next level up and off, and it just kind of sticks as mold and such kind of peels away, and you see a perfectly nice bedroom, a kitchen of sorts. It actually even looks in the kitchen as though there are really miniature carrots and salads being made there, and like fungus salads, but still nonetheless. It looks like the bed has actually been slept in. It's almost as if this living space has been shrunk, and that there's some sort of 1 inch tall organism that calls this their home.
Okay.
Go down another level,
Yes.
and there's a sitting room and a sewing room and what appears to be a writing desk. Script ridiculously tiny to see.
Uh-huh. Can I take anything from either of these?
You can take all of the things if you want.
Do they grow? Do they turn into objects?
They do feel like the tenderness of dollhouse, but finely made dollhouse things that are starting to mold.
Okay. Yeah, searching it all.
Yeah, that's basically what you're gonna find.
All right. They probably have it on them.
Yeah. So
I'm
The girl
going to
pointed down.
drop.
Okay, sorry. Hang on.
Do we want to continue past that trace, or do you want me to detect magic?
I think we got everything magical, but if you think it'll be better to find things, we will likely not be able to hide any longer.
I'll drop past that trace and I'll cast detect magic using a spell slot.
Okay, because you can actually have spell slots again. Yay! So are you guys back in the kitchen, or are you
Yes.
still hanging
Yeah.
outside? Okay.
I'm going to look over the dollhouse.
Looking over the dollhouse with your detect magic up, you get this faint sense of remnant transmutation magic on it.
Okay.
It's not active. It's like something was transmutation in and or around it. It's like little trails of the transmutation color just up and down stairs. A big glow of remnant on the bed, and back down to the sitting room, and then out the front door.
Okay. What about the slippers, the eyeball?
The slippers
Nothing.
do have a little bit of transmutation magic on them as well, but remnant. Not as though the objects themselves are innately magical themselves or enchanted to be magical themselves, like magic has been used on them.
Oh, wait, the slippers are real slippers I can wear, or the
Yeah.
slippers are toy slippers?
Oh no, they're full size slippers.
And the mirror?
The mirror, same story. Sorry, no transmutation magic on it.
No. Okay. So there was. Is the dollhouse an allegory of this place, do you think?
It's possible. Real quick though, I wanted to just quietly open the oven in the kitchen.
Okay, I'm going to get you to roll stealth.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to get
No,
everybody to roll
won't pass
stealth
by the
again because
trace.
you don't have pass by the trace now.
That's okay.
That's
21.
a nice stealth check.
That'll work.
All right. Stealth. Gosh dang it. I roll
Okay.
so bad.
14.
I still have advantage.
Oh, do you? Okay, fine. 15. So, Scrags, your roll. There it is. 13. All right. So you go to kind of peek down at this oven, and you do see a blaze of sorts kind of swirling inside the oven. But you know fire. This is not natural fire. And you swear you see fingers.
Oh.
But you haven't you haven't opened it yet because you can see this from the outside through the grates.
That's creepy. Okay.
But
I'll whisper.
okay. Carry on.
I'll whisper to Erebus. Hey, I saw fingers inside the oven.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
All right.
We
Well, as
need
you
to,
guys kind of huddle around this space, you start to hear a little bit of rustling from the room that you were just in a few moments ago. And in a couple of seconds, you hear. And then the loud sound of a cloak being pulled aside. And you take a peek to see what it was from the other room. And the creature that was under the stairs is very familiar to you. You've all fought her before. And she immediately lashes out
Wait, what?
as Blevlorna Blightstraw rouses from her sleep.
But Blorna Blightstraw.
You know her as Slackjaw.
Oh, shoot.
And that's where we're going to stop.
Fuck.
Yay.
We're running.
That's where we're going to stop for the day today, guys.
All right.
Sounds good.
Now, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a heads up. When we get Elred on next time, which I think... Actually, when is our next time? When did I say that schedule was?
I think we're back August 30th.
Yeah, that sounds right. So on August 30th, when we're back together again, and Elred's with us, I'm going to go back in time for Elred for a chunk of time first.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a hint. It will help you understand some of the things that happened this time. That's it. But for that, that's where we're going to pause for the day. And we're going to let... I think we should try to figure out somebody to raid. What do you guys think? Who should we raid? I like raiding people. Raiding is fun. Winter's Tales is up, and so is Francois. We could do those. Which one?
Um,
You know what? Let's do Francois. They have a smaller group today. Let's increase their group size just a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. But we want to say thanks to, first of all, thank you to our new followers. Thank you to our, it was, where is it? I lost my name here. Venice Elder, who rated us earlier on today. Thank you guys for doing that. Really appreciate the extra viewership. And if you want to see some more, we're going to be back online. I believe Zelda is happening this week now too. What time of day are you playing Zelda, Ender?
What?
When are you guys playing Zelda?
5 o'clock my time. I think it's 6 o'clock Rod's time. I don't know
Okay.
the
Yeah, well,
time frames of everybody.
I have to update some things there anyway, but we do have a Zelda
PM
game coming up.
though.
Oh, it's a PM, so it's not a morning
Yeah.
thing, so that's cool. And then Olivon Chronicles, we're going to see, that's actually this Friday coming up. We're going to see what happens after you basically murder somebody and then try to get away with it. So interesting
Oops.
storyline happening there. So, but thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you later on this week, perhaps. Thanks for joining us, and have a great one. Let's
Cheers.
raid Francois right now, and yeah. enjoy yourselves, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.